Welcome to Explain America. I'm your host, Kyle Becker. We've been following the saga in the Texas House for quite some time, and people are wondering, will there ever be action? So far, no Texas House Democrats have been arrested for fleeing the state. That's almost 60 of them in order to deny a quorum on important legislation, including flood relief and redistricting. But now there's a development that shows that perhaps there could potentially be some action in this story. And it's very important that we get the details on this because we want justice. But before we get into that, please like, share, and comment Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, last night, the Texas House, they had an 88-7 vote to order the Sergeant at Arms to hunt down missing Democrats under a warrant of arrest. Drag them back to the chamber by any means necessary.
Chair recognizes Mr. Guerin for a second motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Mr. Speakers, I move that the Sergeant of Arms or officers appointed by her send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purpose of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary, and that this order be continued beyond the adjournment of today's session until the further order of the House.
Members, you've heard the motion. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. This is a record vote. Clerk, ring the bell. Show Representative Guerin voting aye. Mr. Hunter voting aye. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? 88 ayes and 7 nays. The motion prevails. The Sergeant at Arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purpose of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House. Members, under the rules, while the House is under a call, any member who wishes to leave the hall must have written permission of the Speaker. The Chair is providing written permission to be entered into the journal for each member registered as present on today's roll call to leave the chamber and return noon Monday, August 18th, with the understanding that if enough absent members are located and returned, you must be prepared to return to the chamber within 6 hours of receiving notice. Mr. Guerin moves the House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Saturday. Is there objection? Chair hears none. House stands adjourned.
So, there are law enforcement that is on standby, and a 6-hour recall rule is in effect. So the quorum games are coming to an end. They are going to be arrested the second that they step foot in Texas. So will their constituents forgive them if they've been out just going into Illinois, to Massachusetts, to New York, just to avoid their duty to the Texas people? Because we have legislation in this state that needs to get passed. And we don't really care about their efforts to avoid redistricting. There are a number of blue states across the United States that have redistricted their states to deny Republicans representation. And we're talking about states where 35 to 45% of the voters are Republicans or cast Republican votes in elections and are denied. And they have exactly 0 House representatives. 0. Okay? So the Democrats have been playing this game for decades, and they can't stand that turnabout is fair play. So between redistricting and illegal aliens who are represented in the census wrongly, the Democrats have between 40 and 60 seats that they otherwise would be denied. So to hear them complain about gerrymandering, that is absolutely rich. You guys need to get your tails back to Texas, cast votes like you were put into office to do, and stop the complaining, the whining, and the juvenile games. It is time to get on with the people's business in the state of Texas, and you're going to go there and do your duty. And if you should somehow convince voters to become a majority, then you'll be able to do it too, because that's what you've done in every other state across the country. Just look at the statistics yourselves if you don't believe me. We're talking about states where there's 40% plus Republican voters, and they have between 0 and 20% representation in the Congress. There's like 16 of them. Okay, and those are just the major examples. We're not even talking about the smaller states. So this has been Kyle Becker with Explain America. Do you want to see these Democrats arrested? Is that what we're hoping for? Because, otherwise they need to do their duty to the Texas people and obey their oath of office and stop breaking the law. This has been Kyle Becker with Explain America.